Any other questions? Any? Well, all of the stories have been a lot of fun. I'm gonna ask a serious one for you now. Amy and I were talking earlier about how Hollywood often is somewhat unfair to women, and although the horror genre has celebrated females, I'm curious, in your opinion, what the greatest challenge is for women in horror still today, and that's one for all of you.
I don't know. I kind of come from the other side where I don't think there's that many. I think there's challenges in the industry in general, and it's hard for dudes to get jobs, just like it's hard for women to get jobs. You know, there's hard for the pretty boy to get a job, and he's gonna have to wait till he grows up and gets older to get the more interesting stuff. And it's the same with women. Now, certainly, there's not as many intermediate roles for women out there. You know, it's usually like the hot young teen going to a party, you know, and then the old crazy hag, you know, nurse, evil fucking warden, you know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of whole middle of the road stuff. But, I mean, I just haven't experienced the whole, you know, sexist, you know, it's a man's world thing, because, I mean, there's so many females coming to the top now and stuff. I mean, look at Bobby Sue Luther, who was in Night of the Demons remake. You know, she's a big fucking producer now, produced, you know, all these ginormous kids films. So I think if you're involved and you're in it and you're good, you're gonna keep working. And I think the minute you keep hearing the whole, God, it is just so hard for women, it's like, well, you know what, make better shit, maybe. You know, you might actually get ahead.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, but that's just my personal.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, it just depends on how you look at it.
It's hard. It's a hard industry.
It
no
is.
matter what.
It's hard for anybody, and you just got to keep working at it and never give up. I mean, not everyone's going to make it, but you just got to keep trying.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to finish. Well, I comment at it as like the fan and the producer too, where not necessarily getting the roles, but I remember going on message boards like way back in the day, and anytime you'd voice a woman opinion or an opinion, anytime you'd voice an opinion, it was either you're stupid because you're a woman, or good little girl, you have a nice little opinion. Or like going to the convention. You remember going to the conventions when you started going to them, when I started going to them, and there were like, you know, the women that are in here cut that in half, and that was the women, and everybody was like, good little thing. So I like to see all of the women, not necessarily in horror, but that like horror, you know, which is really nice to see. But I like to be of the Deborah Hill thing. I remember reading something where she said, it's going to be nice when you don't have this woman won an Academy Award, when this person wins an Academy Award, or, you know, you don't have to have women in horror, it's just people in horror, which will be kind of nice, not having to separate everything, but
yeah, they never say men in horror.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Is there a men in horror panel on the schedule at all?
There is now.
Yeah, is there any men in horror calendar?
But then again, it's kind of nice sometimes coming at it where, you know, hey, I can get a little bit more recognition because I'm a woman, because you have separate film festivals, or you have a separate this or separate that. That actually I kind of like. So you can, you know,
there's an advantage to it.
Yeah, yeah, there's an
look
advantage.
At those Soska sisters or whatever, those chicks.
Jen and Sylvia, yeah.
You know, nobody cares about, you know. Well, I guess they do.
I'm sure
you have
there's
a cool
tons
handle.
of movies out there. Well, I think they're Dead Hooker and a Tron. I mean, that's just an awesome title right there.
Oh, yeah, no.
But I mean, there's so many movies I think that were done by women that probably wouldn't be anything at all if they weren't women, if it was just being a guy doing it. Just because it's like, oh, look. And it did start to be, oh, that's a cute little girl doing it. But I think now it's a little beyond that, I hope, anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I hope that.
Yeah, they have production companies now, all kinds of things, which is great.
They have the right to vote.
Great. And like you said, it's like there's more women in coming to the conventions now. You used to never see them, and they're dressing up, dressing sexy, not afraid of that, and that's cool.
And a lot of times they're the ones that are buying the DVDs and the pictures and stuff like that.
I think a lot of that, the movies are changing.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, you got to give that Jessica Biel or whatever her name is. What's her name? Jessica Chainsaw
Biel.
Massacre chick. The Jessica
Yeah.
Biel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because badass, strong character, you know,
and
and
you kind of have to go back. I don't know, when was Scream? I mean,
oh yeah, and
True.
Campbell, but you know, I mean,
Yeah.
any of these movies as of, you know, the last 10, 15 years where women are playing such stronger roles and, you know, their boyfriend's dead in the corner, you know, and they're fighting for their life and it's not just, oh, save me, oh, my tip fell out.
Which does have its place.
Which absolutely has its place on my table in the back of the vendor hall.
Like the Blair Witch Project, right?
But you know, I think with movies changing and empowering women, you know, you're going to see a lot cooler stuff.
Yeah.
You know, so
There was a formula, though, that everybody had to go by back when they were shooting on film, which I really miss shooting on. But it was like they had to get bloods, boobs, and, you know, this whole sexual thing, and a lot of blood and gore. And it was just the menu they had and what they went by to sell films. And you had to deliver that to the people that were putting the movies out,
and you
or
had
they
to have
wouldn't
them
touch
at
it.
certain minutes too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, by minute 13 there had to be one nipple, you know, and by and it's she's
And then
totally
death,
right.
and they had to go by that. They're not going by that now as much when people are doing their own. They have them, you know, can get around it if they have something clever and good and people want to watch.
When it's also good or bad with the advent of social networking and the internet. I mean, everything's getting out there. So if it doesn't have that formula, but it's still good and people like it, it's gonna get out there and do stuff. Whereas back when they had the formulas, was you had no way of getting things out there except if the distributor took it, and the distributor wouldn't take it unless it was ABCD.
Yes, that was like a have to, or you wouldn't get your movie sold.
All right, well, the clock has ticked to the final moment. Yes.
All right. Oh, what's 17?
Yeah. So unless there are any final questions.
So we have like 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, things over there.
I thought we were only supposed to be in here a half hour. That's why.
Okay.
Is it? I have a question.
Anybody know how long our
Oh,
panel?
okay. You have
I have a question. How many of you like to be zombies or like zombies? Okay, how many of you like demons? Okay. Who thinks they are the best zombie in the world? I mean, that can do a really
Stand
good
up,
job.
David. You can do it.
Let's see what you got.
Is he
Come on,
hiding?
David. Stand up.
David.
Come on, David.
David, stand up.
David, you are not going to
David,
hear
you have
the
to
end
at
of
least
it.
stand up now.
Seriously not going to hear the end of it.
I want you to do a zombie walk toward us.
Yeah.
I can't.
You can.
Yes, I can.
He's got zombie fright.
Pretend like I roofied you. Like I might.
Are you really too scared? Okay, then you have to do it.
Me?
Yeah.
That's what you get for laughing at
Do a
someone.
zombie.
Come from
Zombie
down
walk,
there
huh?
and come
Gotta walk
at us
in.
as a zombie.
You are in Pittsburgh. You have to do the zombie walk.
But do we have
Pittsburgh, do the zombie walk.
Pass it.
Zombie Lane, guys.
I apologize, my zombie knee kind of.
Oh, right. Oh my God, look, his knees come undone.
Yeah.
Look at the foot.
Professional. Oh my God, he's good.
Now, do we have a demon?
Now, I can't have you be a demon because you're a professional.
But do we have a demon that
We've
someone?
got, I saw
demon?
some demon.
Jen?
Who's a demon?
No.
I saw
Heather,
some.
Heather, you're a mom of an infant. You could be a demon.
We gotta have a woman demon now.
Yeah.
No. Jen, where's Jen?
Jen's back there.
Jen's
She
here.
hid from me already.
Come on.
All right, Jen, you are no longer AA number 3. I'm sorry.
Okay, what guy is a good demon?
Oh, come on. If I did it, somebody's
Yeah,
got
no,
it.
seriously.
Come
You
on.
did the whole walk and everything. You just have to do
Joe?
a couple grunts and.
Isn't there a demon?
Viggo Mortensen as
Ben.
Satan was the best demon I ever saw.
Come on,
I
Ben.
think I stole my answer.
Come on, Ben.
Inertia.
Come on, Ben. You're going to be a writer and director, so come on.
Ben, do it.
Show us what you got.
Okay.
She sounded like my Uncle Morty.
Well,
Maybe your Uncle Morty's a demon.
the zombie did great, and Ben, you did good too.
Now, does anyone want to trip and fall and pretend to be me while their boobs are flying out? Ready?
See, that's a hard thing to do, and men
Right?
don't appreciate
They do not
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Mario?
Anybody want to take a shower in the middle of the room and have to do this strategic?
When there's absolutely no reason to take a shower.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I'm being
Like
chased by the killer.
an abominable,
Oh
oh
my
wait,
God.
there's a Sasquatch across the street, and a weird peeping Tom in a wheelchair that happens to be Matt McCoy. I'm gonna take a shower.
And then the phone rings, and you're naked, and you have to get it. Yeah. Might be Bobby.
And I want to know, okay, since we're in the women panel, and there are other women, how many women out there, and I'm not saying every once in a while, but how many women out there spend as much time soaping themselves up as they do in the movies?
exactly.
I do.
You do?
I like to be clean. I don't know about you dirty girls, but I
Do you like,
to be
do you like pinch your nipples while
Oh.
you're getting the shower?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I dance.
And you dance, yeah.
And
you
the
make sure you
lighting
get your
is like
hair
that.
out.
You light yourself.
I also have a smoke machine.
That's awesome.
Well,
colored gels.
practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
All right, maybe you guys should try.
Well, in the early
Yeah,
80s,
maybe I'll do that.
in the early
shower
80s,
right
between
now.
you and Brink, you were the cleanest people in Hollywood.
Oh, my God, that
I know,
bathtub
you guys
scene.
were all, no, I mean
No, I'm talking like any
throughout
movie.
all of the 80s.
Yeah,
how
we
many
did a lot
shower
of
scenes
showers
were you
and
in?
baths, yes.
I know every time we watch an 80s movie now, we look for the background for the blonde and the brunette to see
Oh
where
my
Linnea
God,
and Lynn
yes.
are.
No, and then
Extras.
and then the light brown hair, because you always get the trifecta, and you're always crossing.
Yeah, you
Oh,
guys were in a lot
yeah.
of shower scenes.
Well, they had to rinse off from all those hot tub scenes.
Yes, that's it.
I've never done a hot tub movie.
Scream Queen hot tub?
I wasn't in it. I was in your hot tub.
That's right, you were.
That was the only one.
Really? You didn't do any of the hot tub?
Never did a hot tub party.
Really?
They used clips from my movies. I
Yeah.
didn't
Well,
do
see, that shows how much I watched.
Wow.
I wasn't in the movie.
Linnea and I
Well,
were in a hot
I
tub
believe
together.
there's a hot tub at this hotel, Linnea.
Is there?
Yes.
I've got this new phone.
Oh, you got to show me how the
Did it
application
take,
works.
there you go. There you go. Linnea and I got kicked out of a hot tub.
Wow.
Shooting
Yeah,
lesbian
that was fun.
scenes.
Fooling around, huh?
No, the stupid hotel decided to book a horror convention. Actually, this was at Fright Vision that we were doing.
Yes.
The horror convention and the Baptist. We were literally
Hey,
shooting
they weren't
we
Baptists.
were shooting a,
They were full boarding.
documentary, and it really was a documentary about women in horror.
There you go.
And it was about how a lot
Reborns.
of people perceive at that time that a lot of people thought that if you were in horror movies, you did porn.
Yes.
That
Oh,
was just
God,
the automatic
yes.
like person on the street response. Oh, you're in the horror movies, and you must do porn.
Yes.
And we were sitting in this hot tub, and we were just sitting there, honest, like talking. I think I was in a
You
full
were in
bathing
bathing
suit.
suit.
You were in jeans with your feet in. I mean, it was like most of the people were completely dressed, and we're sitting on the side of the hot tub, and we got kicked out because apparently a couple of the women in the swimming pool, which was right across there, said that we were doing porn.
Oh my God.
Well,
Like,
you
this is
should have seen
perfect.
them. Huh?
Perfect.
What about the guy who refused
That
to
woman
get
is
out?
now Michelle Bachmann.
No. There was a guy in the hot tub while we were shooting that refused to get out of the hot tub, and his wife kept coming over going, "Get out of the tub." No.
Well,
She's probably the one that got you guys kicked out.
I think so, yeah. I think it's because her husband
They're
wouldn't
really
leave the
porn
hot
in there.
tub. And one
Trunk's
of the
got a
other
little
women, I
tight.
can't remember who it was, like completely stripped down to the least amount that we could wear.
Oh,
and
God.
just dove in the pool and just went swimming for the rest
That's
of the
great.
night. I was just so mad.
The wife was
and
so
we're like
mad on
jumping
that
up
night,
and
I
down
bet.
in front of the guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really childish and petty, but it made me feel good.
Well,
Oh yeah. I like being childless.
Childless?
That.
Any final
I
questions
know,
from
we
the
have like
audience?
6 minutes left.
Yeah. Got 5 minutes, so make your question count. Anyone? Your
favorite death scene?
word. It doesn't have to be yours.
Oh, good. It doesn't have to be mine. Oh, my favorite death scene in a movie, which bothered me a lot, was when I always forget the name of these movies. They're done in the other countries. When the guy gets paid to go to the country and like
Hostel?
Oh, and go after a girl. Those scenes where they mutilate them and kill them, I hate those. Those just bother me.
Yeah, like the torture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand that.
That's my horrible death scene, thinking of some guy coming at you.
My favorite death scene was Linnea's in Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Oh,
I love that. I remember
my
seeing
God.
that when I was a kid going, this is, I want to do this.
I love
This
the fact
is the
that they
best
hung you
thing
there
I've
for
ever
3
seen.
days.
It was fun.
I loved it. It was great.
was
You're
fun.
like hanging on the antlers, and it's like, and they just left you there.
I know, it's so hard to have antlers coming out of you and not breathe.
I could imagine.
It's true.
Like, oh.
That's my favorite death scene.
Oh, gosh.
Mine was, I'd say, I guess, turning into a zombie. I was in a movie, sitting down talking to someone, and a zombie comes up and bites my head, and just blood starts squirting everywhere, and I die, and then turn into a zombie. So
Oh,
I
you
thought that was
like
pretty sweet.
that? Oh, my God.
Favorite death scene, and it's not even bloody or gory. Well, it's bloody and gory. But anybody watch Game of Thrones?
No.
Dude, you guys gotta watch the show. It has the season's end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I got them all bootleg, and I didn't know if it ended or not. I didn't want to tell you guys if you didn't know, but they killed the fucking king, and it's so cool. And they behead him, and his poor kid's got to watch, and it's just awful.
His kid?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's so fucked up. It's fantastic. I'm in love with that show, and if I have a kid, I'm gonna name it Khaleesi because it's a queen, and she's so hot, and it's like she has a fucking dragon and it's. Man, like, you can't top that shit. Like, oh man, I got a beamer. I got a fucking dragon, bitch.
That sounds good.
But as of mine, my death scene in Abominable, where I get
awesome.
folded backwards naked through a window by a big Bigfoot. and they talked about me on the E! channel and called me Horigami. Oh God,
Now, was it
Horigami.
horror-gami or horror-gami?
I don't know.
I would find out.
I would call ye. Back in 2003.
Did you call me a whore or was it a horror?
It's hard to say horror sometimes.
Horror.
Yeah.
It's
horror.
really easy to say horror.
Yeah.
I mean, I sometimes say I do horror films, and they're like, horror films?
Yeah, I get that all the time too. I'm like, yeah, I do a lot of horror.
I do
films. Like,
scary
horror films?
movies, and you have
Yes.
to say scary films.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy on the plane last night coming here. He was a Hindu guy, and his name was Melon. And no, really, and like that, we had that conversation for about 5 minutes. Horror films? I'm like, horror films. Horror films?
We've got big
horror
parties.
films. Like scary movies, spooky ones. Like, oh, spooky.
Not this
Yeah,
news
I was
one.
like, noodles getting excited there for a minute, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
Go take a shower in the corner.
All right.
All right, well, this is actually the true end of the panel. So unless there are any final
We have
questions.
3 minutes, Art.
All right.
I want to
Do you-
celebrate the men who did the zombie and
Yes.
Yes, thank you to our brave volunteers.
yes, and men who did the demon.
And thank you to our awesome, talented women in horror channels, Tiffany, Sarah, Amy, and Linnea. Go buy things from them. They're in there. Buy them.
But it is now the people in the horror panel.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, no horror, we are now
Horror.
people.
I think
Thank you for
Thank you
listening.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Oh, you did? A panel?
Michael, can you take a photo?
good panel. Sure.
Adam.
Oh,